Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday evening to you fine folks. I am definitely doing my live streams later. I usually like to do them around 7, but it's just been one of those days. One of those days. Check out my live stream this morning. I was talking about these
equipment
political
remote. We are trying to make
campaigns
this. Listen,
that
you don't get to have it
I
both
let
ways.
me go back here. I was talking about these political ads, right? And if they're not telling you to vote for somebody, they're encouraging you to just go out and vote. And obviously, YouTube, they censored that live stream because, my position in that live stream was that, look, there are people who they believe in their civic duty to vote, and they're going to go out there and exercise what they believe is their civic duty. And then there are some people who choose to just not participate in the political process. For whatever reason they decide not to. Enjoy evening. Hope you're well. Thank you so much, Jake. I hope everything is going well with you. But there are a lot of people who have decided that, you know what, I'm not happy with either one of these candidates. They kind of keep propping people before people. So we're always kind of choosing the best of the worst, anyways. And there's a lot of people who have the position that they don't want to be a part of any of it. So they're politically neutral, they don't participate. And I look at these types of positions two ways. Number one, if you don't go out and vote, then you have no right to complain about anything that goes on in this nation. You have to accept that what will be, and that you exercising this right is not going to benefit any outcome in the foreseeable future. That's that position. Those who exercise their power to vote, then you understand that I am going to be a part of what I believe is a solution. I am choosing a candidate that I believe will best resolve some of the ongoing conflicts that we are experiencing in this country. Regardless of what you decide to do, number one, keep it to yourself, mind your own business, but don't let these political ads and these people scare you. Like, so I'm looking at this ad and it's like, your vote is secret, but your friends and family can go back and look to see if you actually voted. And it's like, I don't know any of my friends and family that actually care that much to investigate whether or not I participated in the political process or not. Right? And this is that little snitch, tattletale kind of mentality that they're trying to foster in certain people. It's like, mind your damn business is kind of the code. But off of that, these political candidates are dealing with their last rites of campaigning. You got Trump out on the block, you got Kamala out on the block, and they're doing their last rites of petitioning to Americans as to why they may be the best fighter for the game. And there was an interesting conversation that came up about Kamala Harris. And I was looking at this debate on CNN, and there seems to be this mixed idea of how much of a distancing Kamala Harris should be doing with Joe Biden. Now, as I've looked at her campaign, I really don't feel like Kamala Harris has been riding on Biden. Matter of fact, she's done a great job of distancing herself from the Biden campaign at all and trying to kind of run on this fresh start of what her vision would be, right? But it's interesting to see how Democrats are playing each other because Kamala Harris had a rally today. She's doing something in front of the White House, giving a speech, and Joe Biden is on a Zoom call, basically calling Trump supporters garbage. And I'm trying to figure out, like, who told Joe Biden to do that? Who told Joe Biden to jump on a Zoom call and do that? And, to me, it's almost as if somebody in the Biden camp was like, we need to get a soundbite from Biden that actually pisses off Trump supporters. That was like the least tactful thing to say at this time of hour. Like the public should not even be hearing that type of rhetoric coming from the Democratic camp that Trump supporters are garbage. And now you got CNN here who's copping for Biden, and they're like, oh, that was a nothing burger. That was no big deal. But yet you guys make a big deal when a comedian called Puerto Ricans trash or Puerto Rico trash, right? So it's okay. They're all up in the uproar because this comedian that was at this Trump rally, you know, I don't think it was a joke, but made a statement that Puerto Rico was trash, right? And then they just went off their the deep end trying to narrate this is what Trump is doing. He's fostering bigotry. He's doing this, he's doing that. But then Joe Biden can turn around and call a whole group of America or Americans trash. And according to this guy, Bakari, I don't even follow these people on CNN, so don't get me to line about their last names.
It's a nothing burger.
It's a nothing burger for him.
Y'all are trying to make this. Listen,
you don't get to have it both ways.
No,
you know, you can't say it's a joke, and so but it's serious, and let's do round the clock media coverage when it's a comedian. But when the president of the United States says it, no, we'll give him a free pass.
You know what's crazy? I want you to take the president of the United States to task. You do that, and I want you to do that as well. Take him to task and say that his comments were inappropriate. Actually, I want you to get a warm, cozy blanket and say it reminds you of 2016 when Hillary Clinton called us deplorables, right? And then what I'm going to tell you is the fact that Kamala Harris got on stage tonight in front of 100,000 people and talked about the America that she wanted. I'm going to tell you about the fact that Kamala Harris.
So what he's doing is saying, you guys want to talk about what Joe Biden did, and what I'm interested in doing is deflecting on what Kamala Harris is doing. But what he doesn't realize, and it's going to be stated in this debate, Kamala Harris is tethered to Joe Biden in this moment because she's still his vice president. And I think it's kind of interesting because I thought that Biden wanted to tap out. I thought that Biden knew that he wasn't going to be going the distance. I thought that this is something that the Democratic machine talked about, right? But it seems as though Biden is not really acting like that was something that he truly wanted. And he's acting as if they kind of stole on him, right? Because I don't understand why you were out here on a Zoom call when your Democratic nominee is right there outside of the White House, same location that you're in, right? She's trying to state her case for why she should be the next president of the United States. We haven't seen your ass in so long, and yet now you gonna jump on Zoom in the White House so that you can say whatever you say and call Trump supporters garbage. I think his supporters are garbage. Like, first of all, dismiss that the comedian said that about Puerto Rico. I think it's actually worse that this is coming from a sitting president of the United States, that he is calling millions of Americans garbage because they have a political position that's contrary to him. And I can imagine this is probably why Kamala is trying to distance herself from him. It's like, I think what she's trying to do is like, all of that stuff that you guys went through in these almost 4 years, like that was really Joe Biden. Like, look, they really kind of shelved me, right? They didn't have me doing much of anything. So she's really trying to do this new start. Like, my president, my candidacy is not about what Joe Biden did. It's about sort of her plans for the future. But a Democrat is a Democrat. And whoever was puppeting Joe Biden, they're still puppeting Kamala Harris. And that's something to be realistic of. So I don't think that Kamala Harris really on paper is going to deviate from too much of what Biden has done, even down to these border policies, which I think a lot of Americans can agree that's out of control. And they both let that happen.
Harris said that she's going out on the campaign trail with people like Liz Cheney, that she has Bush's campaign.
Liz Cheney, right? 70% of her constituents told her ass to hit the road because they was tired of her flip-flopping ass. Like, I know a lot of Republicans that cannot stand Liz Cheney. Like, and Liz Cheney, she kind of hurt herself and her party because she couldn't keep her mouth shut. So if that's the Republican that Kamala is talking about having in her cabinet, that's not very impressive. An establishment person's child,
that there is nobody,
a rhino.
On God's green
they basically putting a rhino in her cabinet, and they're like, look, but Liz Cheney is a Republican. She's a rhino. She's a Republican in, like, what is it? Rhino Republican in only in name. That's what she is. Name only. That's what she is. She is an establishment swamp thing that has a Republican title. So if Kamala Harris is in love with Liz Cheney and Liz Cheney is in love with Kamala Harris, honestly, I don't even trust that love affair.
With any level of intellectual honesty, and tell you that the America that Kamala Harris wants versus the America that Donald Trump wants is the exact same. And so, yes,
they're not the exact same. Kamala Harris seems to want Marxism, socialism. That's what the Democrats seem to be interested in. They don't like capitalism too much. They don't like people competing in the free markets because there's so much nepotism at the top. They just don't want to spend the money to compete anymore. So they're trying to create little ways to keep people out of the game. I don't trust them.
Listen, you want to talk about foot and mouth disease? That's Joe Biden. Do we want him on the campaign trail? You know, the sources that we have, we actually do want him on the campaign trail. Contrary to popular belief, because he still does well.
I will say, though, Bakari,
this dude said that Joe Biden still does well. This dude, Bakari, whatever his name is, this dude is living in delusional land. He's living in delusional land. He says Joe Biden does really well on the campaign trail. Really?
He was in his house, the White House. He was in his house doing this, and the reporting is that there are places that he can be useful, but he's not everywhere like you might expect a sitting president to be for his vice president.
I don't know that I would expect this president to be everywhere in this moment. I mean, look, a critical element, any coach will tell you, any CEO will tell you, a critical element of running a team and winning is assessing the strengths and weaknesses of your team.
I gotta go back because I'm trying to see, was Joe Biden really team Barack Obama in that second run? Did we see Joe Biden out there campaigning a lot for Barack Obama, or did Barack Obama, was he able to hold his own in that second run? I mean, the thing is with Joe Biden is, like, if you're a Barack Obama, you really don't need him, right? If you're Kamala Harris, you really don't need him. Like, he has really no appeal to anything that you're trying to reach. You know what I mean?
Team members and making sure you allocate them in the right way. Joe Biden has never been a big arena speaker. He's never been the most fluid speaker. And by the way, as someone who had a stutter growing up, it's very obvious to me that there's an apostrophe at the end of supporters there. He was referring to the garbage spewed by supporters, not simply the supporters themselves.
See, now he's just projecting, he's gaslighting, he's trying to clean up what Joe Biden said. He was like, there's an apostrophe. Like, no, bro. He was talking about Trump supporters indiscriminately.
But Joe Biden has been on the campaign trail. He's best getting ice cream in Maryland like he was today. He's best showing moments of empathy in Arizona like he was last week.
These people are weird.
Folks, as he was in Pittsburgh last week as well.
No, he's best just keeping his ass silent and backing off. Like, really, Kamala Harris needs Joe Biden at this moment to be shelved and shutting the hell up. Like, honestly, I didn't even know Biden was still alive, right? Just stay unalive. Like, let us keep thinking that you're not with us anymore, and just let this woman do her thing. Biden hurts Kamala Harris, in my opinion, more than he helps her. There is no reason for Joe Biden to be a face or even in conjunction with Kamala Harris at this point. He's going to do nothing but hurt her, in my opinion, because I don't really think he super supports her like the Democrats are trying to lead on.
Now and next Tuesday.
Yeah, let me just accept the most charitable framing of this, which you just gave. Why is he sitting in front of a laptop at the
You
exact
said
same
Kim thinks
moment
that
Kamala
Kim
Harris-
says that you think he's purposely trying to sabotage her. I mean, who knows? I mean, these Democrats are so vindictive, but my thing is it can't be that far off, because it's like, why would he just be out here and the only press that we're getting is the fact that right after this comedian called people from Puerto Rico trash, or Puerto Rico trash, then right after that controversy, we get Joe Biden on a Zoom call calling Trump supporters garbage. Like, the timing of that, to me, is there anybody that is in Biden's ear? Is anybody teaching him about time, place, and manner? Like, dude, that really wasn't the best time for you to say that, because the Democrats just nutted up on a comedian who said something very similar about people who aren't Americans. Like, there are some Puerto Ricans here, but he's talking about Puerto Rico. That's not America. He's talking about Puerto Rico. So it's like, Joe Biden, he's actually talking about voting Americans, and they're giving him a pass. They are giving him a
Harris
pass.
is out on his backyard trying to give the closing argument to her campaign. What in the world is he doing? Now, I don't accept your framing of it personally, because I
agree.
Harris,
I agree with Scott Jennings. What are you doing?
Campaign.
You guys are literally in the same damn location. She's out here trying to state her case for Americans, and you in the White House on a damn Zoom call. Who the hell told Biden to jump on a Zoom call, and who the hell was he talking to? Was that even advertised? Did the Democrats know that he was going to be doing that, or is Biden just kind of rogue and senile right now, and people need to take his Zoom privileges away because he's just jumping on whenever he feel like it? It'd be nice to have seen his ass on at least Zoom throughout this presidency.
Trump rallies are Nazis. And so it's pretty apparent the disdain with which they hold half of the country in.
It's not true. We've already litigated it in Kamala's speech tonight.
But as a tactical matter today,
No, but you don't just get to
why
say
in
that.
the world is Joe Biden giving remarks at the same time as Kamala Harris?
I'll give you that.
I agree with him. You can't even refute that. Why the hell is Joe Biden talking at the same damn time as Kamala Harris? Why? Like, why? It's like he's trying to usurp her. It's like Biden don't even want Kamala to be president. Apparently, the president of the United States is demonstrating in so many little colorful ways that he doesn't even want her to be the president of the United States.
Living vice president and president. They're not speaking for Donald
Except
Trump.
for Sarah Palin.
You got me there.
Haley's for Trump.
Haley is not on the trail.
That's the Nikki
Haley's
Haley
not on the trail.
shortly.
They haven't spoken since June, so she might
She
be.
spoke at our
But
convention.
Kinda.
I think what we
she
need
has
to
not
do-
been there. She has not been on the trail. They haven't spoken since June.
She spoke at our convention.
I think
Full-throated
Kamala
endorsement.
Harris is running a young and modern and fresh campaign. It is very rare to be the vice president of a president running while he is still president. That does not happen a lot. So she has to walk a very fine line. And I think the thing is that she has to separate herself from the Biden-Harris campaign to show us what the Harris-Walz campaign would look like. So I think it makes sense.
More of the same.
that
She
he's-
couldn't
it's
even
not more
answer a
of the
simple
same.
question
It's
of what would
100%
you
more,
do
not more of
differently.
the same.
She stood at that. She stood there
Because
tonight in the
she's
ellipse and said,
walking a
"I would
fine
be
line."
honest."
So she's saying that Kamala Harris can't say what she would do differently because she's walking a fine line, and she's still pretty much employed by Joe Biden as his VP, and she doesn't want to say anything bad about her boss. So, I mean, it seems like she's in a dilemma here where she can't be truthful about the Biden administration and the things gone wrong, but she's actually revealing that there was a lot of things gone wrong in the Biden administration because she can't even stand on anything that they did. Like if they did anything, really significant for the American people, those would be her brag points as well, because she's a part of this administration. She is distancing herself from the Biden administration because she knows a lot of the decisions that were made under Joe Biden as the president were not in the interest of Americans at all. And so now she has to pretend, and Americans felt that. So now she has to walk back association with Joe Biden. It's only going to make her look better if she is like, really, the Biden administration had nothing to do with me, even though I was a part of it. Like, she has to do that.
Honest with you, I will never lie, and I will say difficult things, but I can't tell you one mistake that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris made. It's because she believes all of the horrible policies.
Have you ever had a boss? Have you ever had a boss? Did you ever work for anyone?
Yes, okay. I
She's trying to narrate and gaslight that Kamala Harris cannot talk down on Joe Biden and his policies because he's her boss. And she can't do that. But it's like, you're gunning for your boss's job, so who cares? You're literally gunning for the boss's job. So obviously, you have to be able to be objective about the things that have gone wrong under your boss. And that doesn't mean that you demonize the guy. You don't call him old and senile or none of the ad hominems that other people observe, but you are honest about the things gone wrong in the administration, and Kamala Harris can't do that.
Will do.
Okay, so hypothetically,
I was about to say I'm married, so I don't.
this is what we got.
Well, Kari and I agree.
So anyway, you have a boss. You're working with your boss. You're at a dinner. You might be going for another job. You're not going to insult your boss while you're at the table, right? She is still the vice president of the president of the United States.
Saying how what policies that he put out there was wrong is not insulting him. The American people have already been insulted by him if there were policies that didn't work in our favor, right? So insulting the guy that did it to us is not a big deal at this point. You're trying to go for his job.
What has your boss done wrong at this company? You're not going to say, well, he's done this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. You're going to say, I think while I'm here at this company, I'm doing my job. That's her job as the vice president.
That is why
as the presidential candidate,
isn't there an argument to be made, though, that even from a strategic perspective, there's no harm necessarily in her saying, actually, I would do something differently.
There's no harm at all. You're exactly right.
The American people might actually want to hear her say that.
But
don't you think?
But that's also kind of blind to say, because what you're discounting is the fact that this individual actually got 84 million votes. What you're actually discounting is the fact that in places like Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Michigan, there are demographics, particularly in the blue wall states, where he does extremely well.
But do you think that even
I actually said 48, 49%.
Now 39.
I think Abby's trying to be a little objective here, and you got some.
Even the people who voted for Joe Biden believe that he did everything right?
No. I don't think Barack Obama did it. Respectfully, Abby, that's an insane argument to make, because I don't even think Barack Obama did everything.
The standard
right.
here,
I'm just saying, what I'm saying is, even the people who support Joe Biden, it sounds to me like you're suggesting that she can't distance herself from him because they all voted for him. But those people are not saying he's perfect either.
That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is that contrary to the belief around this table, there is value to Joe Biden. And I'm also articulating, because we can have a nuanced conversation, that although there is value to Joe Biden, we also have to realize that Kamala Harris did a great job articulating tonight what her presidency would look.
I don't know what value in Joe Biden this guy is talking about. Like, what value at this stage in the game is there for Joe Biden? I mean, this is just kind of perplexing to me. Like, honestly, I'm agreeing with Abby on here. Bakari sellers need to go sell that bag of garbage somewhere else, because there is no value with Joe Biden right now. He needs to just shut the hell up until November 5th if Kamala Harris is going to have remotely a chance. Like, people associate her and Biden with these open border policies. They associate her and Biden with the poor economic policies that have pressed Americans for the last almost 4 years. She's heavily associated with Biden. She is very smart distancing herself from him. And they were talking about Kamala Harris trying to have a fresh, new generation influence. And apparently, she had a Fortnite collaboration gone wrong, and Fortnite had to come out and say, hey, we don't have anything to do with this. Here it is. Let me see. So I guess they created a game in Fortnite, and they created, so I don't know how Fortnite's works or whatever, but they created a little game within the Fortnite system. And apparently Fortnite was not very happy about that. And let me go to the quartering. And they ended up walking back. I don't know if it was a real collaboration or not, but this is what it says. Kamala Harris gaming backfires as Fortnite collab bombs. Right? Apparently they make a statement disavowing. Let's just let Jeremy tell you. I'm not a gamer.
Tim Walz is gesticulating, or if it's Kamala Harris is cackling, and what many people think is a booze problem, all that kind of stuff. It's bad.
Man, what are you talking about?
Before, when they tried to live stream World of Warcraft in the background while they were live streaming, while they were holding a Tim Walz rally or a Kamala Harris. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen, like ultimate cringe levels 9,000. But now they've gone to Fortnite. By the way, check out my new sign. Just to remind you, you can coffee. You'll get your pre-order in today. Now, a few weeks ago, Tim Walz rally went live on World of Warcraft, which was hilarious because all they did was restream an existing streamer. Like somebody was already streaming, okay? Somebody was already streaming the game, and then they just like overlaid it on their rally. That's all they did. They overlaid it on the rally. No. It was incredibly contrived. Is that the right word for it? I'm trying to remember. Like it just was phony.
So they're trying to get the gamer population.
Absolute abomination. Oh, by the way, it also banned weapons. It also removed gamers' abilities to use weapons. So
what?
It also removed gamers' abilities to use weapons. So perhaps a microcosm of exactly what her campaign is about. You know, Kamala Harris's Fortnite map bans weapons, has less than 400 people playing. Weapons are unavailable on the Fortnite map released in Kamala Harris's presidential campaign on Monday in a bid to appeal to younger voters. Yeah, younger voters love it when politicians, get involved in their video games. They absolutely love it.
I wonder whose idea was that. They're like, look, we got to get these young Gen Zers, Kamala, so we need you to create a map in Fortnite, make it mad democratic, make sure they don't have any weapons, right? Because you can't really, why does Fortnite need weapons anyways, right? So just make sure your map doesn't have any weapons.
Fortnite
I know the gamers was like, what in the hell is this?
On the game, it peaked at 383 players maximum. That was it. 383 players, absolute top maximum.
They were probably like passionate.
I'm assuming most
Democrats.
of them were campaign interns that were in there seeding the numbers to try to make it look like people actually cared. Harris's Fortnite map was announced on Monday with an X video showing players running, jumping, and collecting packages, probably votes, along with captions urging them to fight for freedom and squat up and go vote. It was set to Neva, played by rapper Megan Thee Stallion, who, of course, cucked for Kamala back in July. Of course, most of the comments, this is not sponsored, endorsed, or administered by Epic Games. So Fortnite is forced to issue administered by Epic Games.
So this is not sponsored, endorsed, or administered by Epic Games.
So Fortnite is forced to issue, yesterday, they were forced to issue a statement distancing themselves from Kamala Harris. Okay? Forced to issue a statement saying, nah, dog, we got nothing to do with this. Right?
So how do you just leech onto a company for your campaign and they don't know? Like, it's almost like they force Fortnite to endorse them, like inadvertently, just by doing what they did. Like, I mean, this was not a collaboration if they're coming out saying, no, we don't have anything to do with this. We don't endorse this candidate. I don't get how you can just leech on to a major brand like that.
We're voting for Trump. Nobody wants another 4 years of hell in this country. We don't want another 4 years of open borders and criminals getting absolutely crushed into oblivion. Here you see, whether commercial content or not, your island and your island's metadata must not include calls to action outside of Fortnite, which it does, solicitation to join, participate, or donate to a real
So they
religion,
violated Fortnite's rules.
and any political
doing
organization,
that political
donate to political
stunt.
organization, military organization, or anything like that. So actually breaks Fortnite terms of service, right? Joe, she doesn't even play Fortnite. They're releasing this map, terrible map, just awful.
So the gamers aren't very happy about this. They're not very happy about Kamala Harris leeching on to Fortnite with her little map of with no guns. Her maps don't have guns because they against the Second Amendment, like that. They trying to take your guns away, some of them. So of course her map doesn't have guns, right? So Fortnite was not very happy about this. It looks like the company Epic, they're like, we have to put out a statement because
dropping freedom.
The Harris campaign did say that was not an endorsement, but I think they literally took the gamble breaking the terms of service with Fortnite just so that they could reach those gamer populations with her little map, collecting little things.
Freedom Town, never Joe. I dropped Tidal Towers every time. Do you know why, Joe? That's where champions like to drop. Champions like myself like to drop. I mean, like, to install anti-weapons agenda is a fool's errand.
So some of the gamers are feeling like her little Fortnite map was sort of a slick way of showing an anti-weapons agenda.
Fortnite kids won't help you at all. Ain't nobody playing that stupid ish. Bro, what the? Go vote for Trump, all the 10-year-old Fortnite players. I mean, what?
So, yeah.
Leading this game right now. Probably the saddest thing I've ever seen in Fortnite. Pathetic, bringing politics into a kid's game. You can't make this up. Well, let's not forget, I'm pretty sure they did like a BLM rally. I'm pretty sure Fortnite did a BLM rally. If I'm remembering this properly.
What?
So, I mean, we're breaking Epic terms of service. So they end up breaking terms of service, so this map's going to end up getting removed. What they wanted was some headlines, I guess.
And it's called Freedom Town. It's called Freedom Town, Harris and Walls. Now, what is just very perplexing to me about the graphic of this Fortnite game is they're using a white guy. Like, I mean, they're using a white guy, and no stab to the white guys, but Kamala Harris. I mean, this guy looks hotter than Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. It's like, if this is their game and this is political propaganda, why didn't they just have Kamala Harris in the game or on the map, like somewhere? It literally says Harris Walz on it. So why didn't they just use a graphic of Kamala Harris for this game? It's kind of weird. This is kind of weird.
I don't know how many people voting age play Fortnite. I'm sure. What is going on with this guy's beard?
Oh, he's
bro.
Yeah.
Your eclipse. What is reach out, whoever you are? The Harris campaign launched featured a map in a popular video game, Fortnite. They call it Freedom Town USA. It's attached to taglines like "Fight for Freedom" and was designed around President Harris's campaign pillars, including tax breaks for small businesses and affordable housing to who? The Chinese.
So I don't understand this. Like, they included the campaign pillars like tax breaks and small businesses, and these gamers are saying, well, 10-year-olds are mostly playing Fortnite. 10, like not even the voting age group of people are playing Fortnite. So why hijack a game for some 10-year-olds? I don't understand that.
Chinese who are buying up all of our housing. Is that what is that? It's affordable housing for the Chinese. What makes affordable housing at 8% interest? How many Americans can afford that mortgage? 8, 9, 10% interest rates. Being foretold a new studio, and I want to consider
This map is joined by political takeovers,
like an IRL show
and
like
the
Tim
video
Pool does.
posted social media.
But like, I can't afford the construction loans. They're like 9, 10%. Are you crazy?
So they used Fortnite to target the young voters, but they ended up pissing off the gamers. This is last rights, you guys. This is last rights. And in last rights, I think that the next week, I think that we're going to see a bunch of craziness. I think that some of these Democrats and Republicans, we're just going to see a lot of extra craziness. I don't know what Joe Biden is doing to Kamala Harris right now, but it seems like he is on a sabotaging mission. I think that they should muzzle Biden. They really need to muzzle Biden at this point. You know, we don't need to hear him. Kamala Harris does not need him. She actually cannot afford him at this point because he's pulling out the Hillary Clinton card. Like, because that's basically, Bakari said it best. He was trying to be gaslighty, but it is really on the same level of Hillary Clinton calling Trump supporters indiscriminately deplorables. It's really the same level when you have a sitting president hop on a Zoom call when the presidential nominee is out there in front of the White House and he's calling the opposition supporters garbage. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, you really can't. So you guys vote for your best champion. Vote for your best champion. They're definitely doing a lot of desperate things. There's another thing that I thought was interesting is these Democrats are playing a sabotage game too. There was it the mayor of Allentown tried to stop a Trump rally. I guess they were playing with their permits. And Trump has some dude on his squad. And shout out to the quartering.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and I've got a tale of as old as time.
All right, dude.
Save, it's a computer I use every single day to accept applications for mail-in ballots.
Yeah, Allentown.
Road restrictions and major delays were caused by former President Trump's event.
I just want to hear Chad. Let's hear Chad go off on this Democratic mayor.
Michigan too.
Whoever was on Trump's staff, Trump he can hire some bulldogs. So Trump, this dude was not playing with this dude.
City did, saying that this entire block was closed.
This is Trump's dude. Like, stop playing with me.
It shows this entire intersection closed. Look it up.
He's trying to say, oh well, people can't get through.
Like,
get wrecked. Look at this little dork.
He do look like Pee Wee Herman.
Trucks are right there too. Really?
A big ass beta man. And this is what they do. See, you should never give dudes like this power, right? Because they act like really catty females. They do like little vindictive stuff. This guy approved these permits for this Trump rally. Not only that, there was social media and announcements to the people of the town telling them about road closures. Not only that, on Apple and Google Maps, they were both updated for this rally that with the road closures. Now, this mayor is like, oh, I don't know anything about this, but these people are blocked off from doing this. This dude is giving him the business.
He's trying to open the roads.
So he's basically trying to stop the permit zone that Trump had they already had approved because he's trying to play these political games.
Of 5 days.
Oh, really? Am I being a problem? I'm not the one who lied to you the entire time. You tried to pull some fake shit on the permits. Oh, really?
He said you tried to pull some fake shit. Oh, I like this dude. See, I kick it with this dude. I like this dude. I don't want to call him a Chad, but Chad. Well, Jeremy's calling him Chad. What he call him?
Saturday was fine. And then you say we
He
can't
called
have
him
a porta
activated
potty
Chad or whatever.
Really?
This is the type of white dude that you like to
This
kick it
guy
with
is
because
based.
he don't have a
This is
problem
a
giving
guy.
people
This is
the
what happens
business.
when you know your rights. When you know your rights and you know the law, you can tell the mayor to his face to get effed.
Yeah, he told him to like I rocks with dudes like this. See, you got to pick your champions, right? Not all white dudes are the same, right? You got to get those ones with that little warrior, the Viking ones, not the African warrior, the Viking warrior white folks. We love them because they will give you the business. I love white folks like that. I don't like these little soft little punk ass ones that do these little slick shit and then they want to act like a victim.
Election is 8 days away. You said we could close up this entire intersection.
You can tell them, Chad.
You show up in a fresh suit with all your cameras, trying to show like you're big and strong that you can shut this down. Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Chad, give him the business. Chad ready to knock his ass out with that dumb shit. We love you, Chad. Give him the business. So basically, this Trump supporter,
The city has announced street closures in the downtown area.
like he just showing them this mayor acting all stupid and stuff. Like he just don't know what's going on. This dude reading him.
Look at this
What's it
guy.
on Twitter? The city of Allentown is advising residents and visitors to prepare for traffic and... Oh, it's on Twitter. Thought you weren't on Twitter. The event... Linden to Walnut and Hamilton Street from 6th to 8th Street will be closed starting at 5 p.m. on Monday.
And he looking stupid as hell. This mayor is looking stupid as hell because he know he wrong. He know he's just doing this little extra shit because he doesn't want Trump to have the rally. And it's just, this is what they do.
This guy, man. Find me. I am a beer. This guy, I will bring him onto the show. I'll buy him a beer or whatever.
I have a drink with him too. He seemed like cool. Just talk
4
shit
o'clock
all
today.
day.
And now his Democrat handlers told him, get down there and disrupt the Trump rally.
Okay.
This is backfiring.
Really?
This is how they leverage these people. So, anyways, you guys, we gonna see a lot of crazy stuff happening. What was that regarding? So apparently, there's a Trump rally in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and the mayor decided that he wanted to cock block the rally. And the rally had already had the permits ready, set, go. They've had the permits according to this guy from Trump's staff. They've had these permits since last Saturday. Apparently, there was even some check-ins with the municipality to make sure that everything was ready, set, go, because they have different they had different roads that were blocked off. So this mayor is coming out and he's trying to basically break the barriers because he's claiming that these barriers impact how people are able to get around and be able to go to the voting stations, to the early voting stations. So he's basically trying to break it down.
Yes, I would like to know how somebody is going to come from up there.
Oh, okay, please. Honestly,
Walk.
I can solve this for you right now. I can solve this for you right now. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna get Secret Service too.
Nah.
This Trump dude is not having it. He like, you really playing with me right now.
Where? We're gonna process it. Do you not see entrance right there? Right there.
I seem to see people walking right in fine to vote.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me.
And-
We're not blocking off the voting booth, man. What are you talking about?
And by the way, why would Trump want to do that? Why would Trump want to block off the voting booth? By the way, dang, these big cities take votes late, huh? Like where I live, I think the early voting place closed at like 4 o'clock, right?
Well, it's a Democrat
this
city,
seems
so they're
pretty-
going to
this
be
is like
early
7,
voting
8
to like
o'clock at
8, 9, 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, you would? Oh, you would? Really? That's very interesting.
They can't. There's a walk. You can walk right there.
So he's just basically,
My man's
so he's complaining about the permit zone that was approved.
life was put at stake to see. Where? Whose call was it to open up traffic? It was his call.
You know he's going.
How? Do you see this?
This is the boss guy. I don't know if he's a cop or what the
So
case
now
is,
he
but
getting
he's
into the
not
mayor's
having
ass
it.
like, bro, why the hell did you do that? Who told you to do that shit?
Yeah, they saw him.
To make this situation better.
What we're trying to do right now is make sure that people can ask
I don't what are you not seeing? Do you understand?
This guy's filming there too on a flip.
So
Maybe that guy. I mean, you had Puerto Rico code for you.
So they're doing everything they can to stop Trump and his rallies. This is in Pennsylvania. If you're from this area, I mean, this dude, they're doing everything. And then he's acting all victimized because this dude is pissed off at him because it's like you guys are basically reneging on these permits and this zone that we have designated and have had approved because you're saying that our zone basically blocks off people's access to voting. Meanwhile, you see people all in the background just walking all around these little things. It's insane. This is the political cycle, you guys. We only got one more week left and the witching is over. And all I can say is just don't be surprised. None of us should be surprised about what we see, right? I think that there's even more shocking things to see, possibly, because it's down to the wire. The Democrats, like, they are really known for doing like this real shady stuff 8th hour. So I'm pretty sure they got a trick in their bag trying to do something wacky. Who knows? I don't trust them. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out with me. It looks like, we'll see what happens. Maybe, hopefully, let me see, did Trump do an Allentown? Did he actually do that? Or is this an upcoming rally that they're trying to stop? Here it says Allentown, Pennsylvania rally. So he did do it. It looks like he was able to do. Trump attempts to appeal to Latino vote at Allentown rally. So he did do it. So that, I guess that was some drama that Trump's campaign had with the Allentown mayor prior to that rally. Because the rally did go down. It went down yesterday. So apparently they were trying to stop his rally yesterday. And that's where the mayor was coming in and trying to mess up the barricades. So, yep, there it is. There it is. Listen, you people. The king is here, the Messiah. And that's right. Put your faith in. I put my faith in the Lord. I don't put my faith in none of these human beings. So it's like, but, choose your best champion. But they are working hard. They're working hard. How many, are Republican mayors trying to stop Kamala Harris from being able to campaign and do rallies? Are they doing the same thing as the Democrat mayors? And people, are there any reports of the Republicans, mayors and local municipalities trying to usurp the election by stopping candidates from campaigning? Let me know. Let me know. Because I don't see the Republicans doing this. They are leveraging their Democratic local puppets to usurp the elections, it seems. But apparently it did not work because Trump did that rally. And it looks like a lot of people came to that rally. That's probably why they try to stop the Trump rallies too, is because to me, the proof is always going to be in the pudding. When I look at somebody's rallies across town and they selling out their rallies looking like a damn Nicki Minaj concert because she had 200K in one of her concerts recently. It's like when you see, these political rallies looking like that, to me, you're not going to tell me that candidate is about to lose this election, right? Trump's rallies tells you everything that you need to know. That's why I personally don't believe the election results of 2020. The proof was in the reality of the pudding. Joe Biden's his rallies were pathetic as hell. They were pathetic as hell when nobody's showing up for Biden in 2020, and yet we ended up with his senile ass. Trump's rallies are always off the chains. The dude has just overwhelming support from people of all colors. And I can understand why the Democrats would want to stop that, right? I can understand why they would want to stop that. They don't want people seeing footage of all of these different types of Americans who are actually on board with this felon, this womanizer, this criminal, all these things. They don't want people sympathizing with. And I think that cuts their core. It's like we have narrated this guy every single kind of way. And these people are still wanting to vote for a felon and somebody who promises to take the Constitution away. They're there. They're there. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful eve. You said make America great again. I don't know if either one of these candidates can do this. I really don't think that either one of these candidates can do that. In order to do that we got to get rid of the Federal Reserve. We got to get rid of the IRS. We got to get rid of a lot of these side chick agencies that have been leveraged to short squeeze and inconvenience American people for decades, since at least 1914. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye. Oh, didn't it go?